How does that go? This is only a test of the American Broadcasting Company. I could not go live last night, so they're trying to figure out if they can fix it. So I thought, you know what? I'll see if I can go live in the house. And I can go live in the house, but I can't go live outside. Am I frustrated? Yes. You don't want to see this. You want to see outside. Gary went and he hand pollinated. I don't even know where he is. He doesn't even know I'm live. Like 16 dragon fruit last night. I couldn't go live. YouTube worked on it for an hour and a half last night and another hour this morning. But look at this. They said test your computer, so I can go live on my computer. Yes, guys, they want their food again. Doggy, Ann, Jacqueline, Joy, hello. This is really a test. Gary? Where are you? I can go live in the house, but I can't go live outside. So they're going to have to figure this thing out. So I'm filling up the feeders again that I filled up an hour ago. I don't even know how the camera's set up. I got to keep this closed. Oh, I should try my mirror now. You can sit and yell hello to people, but you'll have to yell out the window if you want to sit there because the camera is up. Can you hear me? I need to figure out. Yes, they can hear me. I wonder if you know what I should, now that I'm testing this, I should test this. I want to try something. This is a good time to try things. So here's the story. I went out last night at 11 o'clock, and no matter what I did, I couldn't go live. Well, that's because the camera's out the window. Like I said, this is only a test, another test. So my cell phone and my tablet won't go live, but as long as I'm in the house, I can go live. So you didn't get to see Gary pollinate. How many flowers did you pollinate in the dragon fruit?
Last night,
13. 13 of them. I can't lift this or they'll come in the house. Which feeders do I need to do? This one's got, this one's empty. Trying to fill feeders right now. And not knock my camera out the window that's sitting there balancing on a pole. All right, so now when they ask me to go live in the house, so now when they ask me, can you go live in the house? Yes, I can go live in the house, but I can't go live outside. I don't know. We're going to have to figure this out. But then who wants to see me live anyways? If you have any, go ahead and answer anything if you want. I can't believe I got this thing on. I haven't used this computer in so long. You would have to look out the window. There's no mic. I don't know where you're going. What? No, if you want to answer any questions or say anything, you have to go to the window because the camera has the mic on it outside, so I figure out what I have to do. All right, guys. Let's see. I don't know if I can turn the camera. Put that there. And you know how many times this camera will spell out the window. Put that there. I don't know if I can turn the camera any better. Don't let them come in the house. I don't want them in the house. I'll have to finish the feeders. Let me see if I can fix the camera. It's so odd that you can't see the camera until you go live. Oh, here. Here's what I need. Maybe you can fix it. So this is attached here. Let's see if I can turn this a little. Nope. So I need to bring it. Yeah, but you don't see. You see this? No, you don't see that one. Now here's the thing. The pole went way back out. Okay, you guys are gonna fall out the window with me. No. Something's off. I haven't figured out what's off. See, that's good. No. No. So what did I do last time? You know what? It was a different camera. Yeah, but if I let go of this camera right now, it's gonna go right out the window, and these guys want to be fed. I'm gonna have to do this differently. I can't go up, I have to go down. Okay, so the reason I turned on this camera is I've been trying to go live, like I said, with my cell phone, and I can't. Can't do it on the tablet. It's locked, and they looked over my account. They said, "Oh, you're on perfect standing. You can go live." No, but it's locked. So they asked me this morning to double check and see if I can do it with the computer in the house, and obviously I can, but I can't use any, what would you call it, wireless GPS device.
Yeah, I guess so.
I can't go on with a GPS device is what the issue is. So we can carry the computer into the garden. No, that's not gonna work. I can bend the camera. I'm trying to figure out which way the camera goes. Oh, okay, that's what I need to do. I just need to bring the camera down a little bit, and then I might be able to. I am sticky now from Hummingbird food all over here. I mean, even if I just leave it on for a little bit, but I've got to finish all this, and I've got to do those feeders again. They emptied everything. I can't read your questions, just so you know.
Hi, everyone.
Gary says hi to everybody.
Got a lot of pickle pests. Joy from Guam.
Oh, from Guam. I'm trying to see if I can.
Blueberry dumpling from Palestine.
Wonder if I can bend the camera just a little bit more, and then how can I anchor it here? Right, like I said, this was totally unexpected. Bring it through here. No, okay, wait. We're spilling food. Better. Nope. But then it can't get to the other one. Still can't see. That's about the best I can do, but how do I tie it here where it's not going to go anywhere? There's no way. I got to do this with a different. No, this isn't good. This is stupid. If I don't touch anything, and I was going to say, and a hummingbird doesn't land on the wire. Look at this. I don't know if I can get him up. He was on the wire. How funny. How funny. Okay, guys, where else can I put your feeders here without knocking everything over? This one? Is this one empty? No, it's got a little bit in it. If I step away, more will come here. I don't think you can see this one. No, I can't put that one there. You can't see it. I could take it away. You read, and I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to try to go out the other window and leave this feeder off right now. Which one should they see, the bottom or the top? This one. No, that one. This one. All right.
Preston Sea is in Norco, near the Caldor fire, and a lot of hunters have hurt feeders because of the fire, so they found their feeders.
They can't hear you.
I know that, I'm letting you know.
Well, at least I can tell YouTube that I can go on live on the computer. They're going to have to figure out why I can't go live on my cell phone, my tablet. I could the other night and then it shut off. See that one, you can see that one. But you really can't see much. Which one can you not see? This one. I can't bring that one up any higher, I don't think. No, there's really no way. It's going to have to stay like that. Swamp. If I step away, the Orioles will come in. The birds are really upset. So I'm going to roll this down for a few minutes. And if I step away, you'll see more birds. All right, so we know we can't go live because we're going to go live. Okay, hi everyone. Robbie, I think I have something better than the white. That's what I might test since I've got the camera open. Let me see. I have not tested this yet. Okay. You can't see this out the window. I'm going to try something I haven't tried yet. Hold on for a second. You don't want to knock the camera. The camera will go. Where's Kitty? Oh, there she is. She's right behind me. I thought you haven't seen her. Yeah. This I haven't tried yet. See, now this I would lift out, but I have to pull that over, so I'm not even going to try that right now. Here we go. Oh, I've not tried this yet. You pull the film off. Okay. But it's going to look really nice once I pull this window off. Got it?
Yep.
Or does that work? That's what I want to see. Okay, that didn't do anything. It actually shows a dirty window.
Well, it shows the clouds.
Yeah, but it'd be nicer if I could take the window off, but I can't do it with the camera there.
There is a glare at the top.
Because of the clouds. No, that's not going to work. I thought it would be really cool. So it's too much of a glare? Let me see what's in front. You can see the flowers. I can't lean it, you know. No, you can't. I need to get that window on. Yeah. Once that second window is off, then you'll be able to see more.
light at the window, like the mirror.
Now no, we're not locked out from going live. You just can't go live with the phone right now.
Now, what would get rid of the glare is if this top
Well,
part
what
was
if I
the
took
other,
this off?
the other side of the, what do you call this thing?
Oh, okay. The glass panel.
Yeah, I can step out.
If you touch this wire, the
Yeah,
camera goes
no,
down
that's why
downhill.
That's
So,
why I'm letting you do it.
oh, you want me to do it? You want me to knock it over? If you're saying pull, hands are all wet. Pull this. Yeah, but there's nothing.
There's still a glare because of
Okay, so it's not gonna work.
that's the glass on the window.
I think if I pulled that window off, but I don't think I can at this moment. I'm gonna have to do it next time. All right, we put this back. Oh, I don't know. The hummingbirds are all trying to go to the dead. Yes, buzzy, buzzy, buzzy guys. Okay, I know you're buzzing. You want to eat. Well, now that we've got one question answered.
Yes, the toads are good for a food garden.
What? One question.
It's lower half mirrored and upper half whiteboard.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, she's trying to feed them as fast as she can, get the feeders filled, and she is filling them up maybe halfway, 3/4.
Well, I'm just pouring it. Well, what it is? Oh. I usually fill them, but when you fill them, till it fills the bottom reservoir, it pulls a lot down. So it's never full to the top.
G feeder was just kidding.
Oh, she was kidding.
Yeah, empty feeders with explanation.
You know, I will tell you that sometimes if I don't have enough food, I will go through and fill each one about halfway. Then I can go make more and be ready for it. Hey guys, on cloudy days, they don't find as much food in the garden, so they come to the windows even more. And we rained last night. We had some rain. Right, guys? Let's see what else. I think I can look at some food. All right, so we've answered a question now. We can go live. We have the full ability to go live. Not outside. Yay. Do you want to answer anything? Is there any questions? I'm just trying to, I gotta make more food. I'm already out. You know, I thought about that, about the mirror, if they would fly into it, but they actually know the window. No, wrong window. I don't think they will. Let's put it this way. They make this window so dirty. I think they can see it. They have excellent eyesight. When I make those hummingbird feeders out of ice cream containers, you can make a small hole and they see it. You don't have to decorate it with flowers or anything. If I see any of them attempt to fly into the window, then I'll end this right away. I mean, I'll just get rid of the mirror, but I don't think they will. Will you guys? You can't see them up on top. Nope, yeah. All right, I'll step away so they'll come closer. And all right, so we can go on live in the house and not on the phone. That's gonna be fun. Okay, we're checking out the selection. I actually don't plan on leaving the mirror in there unless I go live. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother with the mirror. I would just leave the white like I've got. All right. I might have to go finish my video. All right, here I can sit down for a minute. Okay, Connie's got a lot of stuff growing. Cool. Thank you, Evelyn. I actually never planned this. Gary didn't even know I was going to turn the camera on. Like I said, in case you've just come in, we went live the other night, and Gary went ahead and pollinated like 4 flowers, right? He pollinated a few. Oh, look, the Orioles want to come in. I'll go to the other window. I think you can hear me on the other window. He pollinated a few, and then when we tried last night, I've got all my wireless devices, like my iPad and iPhone, are locked out. So when I'm outside, I can't go live. But apparently, they asked me this morning to test it inside the house. So inside the house on my computer, I can go live because they couldn't figure out what was going on. They said, you're in such good standing, and just hit the live button. I said, no, I'm locked out of live. So now when I contact them back, another 3 hours on the phone, I can at least answer that question. Yes, I can go live in the house from the computer. Let me step away so you'll see more first. Okay, can you hear me? Oh, turn that sound down. Okay. Yes. All right, so I can stand at the other window, and now I can try to go. Oh, I don't know if I can read everybody's name. I said Doggy, Ann, Jacqueline, Joy, Vicky, Bessie, Barbara, Ellie Mae, 1984, Bowie. Okay, I'm not going to try that. Booeyroo. Who? Hello. I think I got Barbara already. Suha. See, hi. Suda. Connie. I said doggy. Rustic sewing box. Hello, Bessie, Jacqueline, Kathy, I said Joy, Jill. Hello, William, Ellie, Gina. I think I got you, Jacqueline. If I didn't, hello, Ryan. Connie, I think I got you already. Leslie, Lulu, Dumpling. Hello, Unicorn Lady Tech. Hello, Janice, Kristen, Tina. Speak the truth. I try to. Hi, no. Denver, Amy. Amy, I grow all my food in totes now. Totes are the same number you would get in a grocery store. If you check the number underneath, they're usually a 2 or a 5. It's the same plastic they use for foods in the grocery store. So yes, and Vita, hello. I know, empty feeders all day. Tina, I got Tina, Evelyn. I already got Wandering Around. Hello. Susan, Brian, got Connie. Amar? You said no. Oh, no, you probably couldn't hear me. Unicorn Tech. I think I got everybody. Nickage. Nickadge. Hello. Amar. Ammar. Hamar. Hello, Evelyn. I got you. Nope. Gracie. Speaking to Gerald. Hello, D. Brian. Oh, I saw you the other day. Hello, Sharon. Okay, I got everybody, I think. If I missed anybody, it was not done on purpose. So, I know I've said this and I'll say it again because some of you are just coming in. I am really, honestly, just testing. What's going on is we went live the other night in the yard at night and everything was fine. But when I went live last night, hi Cindy, I got locked out. It locked me, it won't allow me to go live. So YouTube did gracefully stay on the chat with me till almost 2 in the morning, and they tried everything. They said they have never seen this before because my account, they said, is in excellent standing, but it won't let me go live when I'm outside. Hi, Susan. I'm in Southern California. Let's leave it at that. Hi, Edmund. So this morning I went back. Oh, and I can't go live on my tablet, and I can't. Everything works. I can record. I can even record and upload it, but it won't allow me to go live. So it's my phone, my iPhone, and my tablet, and they're trying to figure out why. So this morning they chit-chatted with me for another hour. They tried everything. It just won't let me go live. So they asked me if I could at least try the computer or try in the house, not going outside the house. And now I have their answer. Yes, I can go live as long as I do it from inside the house. So we now know it's not my account in any way locked out.
What kind of bird is it? It wasn't a hummingbird, it might be an oriole.
Okay, we have orioles that come in here too, but if they see me in the window, some of them won't come in. Tina Walker. Yeah, we have a lot of orioles, and right now a lot of the males and the older ones are not around as much, but the babies are around. I'm going to step back so you can see the birds because I'm shouting out the window, and they're like, "Why are you shouting at us?" We do have kingbirds, but not coming to the window. I made a video a year and a half ago on all the birds. There were 50 species, not counting the bird of prey. And, oh, that's an oriole. He's trying to come in right now. Let me step back. I should really try to set this up better and turn this on periodically. Okay, you know what I want to do? I'll tell you what I want to do. Tell me if you think this is a good idea. I don't want to just go live. I want to go live, but I want to do round tables where you guys all throw in your ideas, because we all have ideas and we're all learning about whether it's gardening or whether it's hummingbirds. And I think that would be really cool. So we all throw our ideas out there. You never know. You know, some of them are, you know, one person may not have thought of something. I don't always look. Gary runs over my tote. I'm about ready to throw it out, and everybody's screaming at me, "Don't throw your tote out." I don't even know why I didn't think about it. Of course, I can make tags out of it. I can make a cover. I can make a tray. You never know. Let's see. I saw a question. Okay. Periodically, I saw a question. P. Bryant. How would you say? Is that Bryant? B-R-A-N-T? Bryant? How would you pronounce that? B-R-A-N-T. Brent? Brent? Okay. I don't have wasps, thank goodness, here that bother the hummingbird feeders. But periodically, I do get the bees and they drive me crazy. So what I have done now, this is new this year, is I did get those feeders from Walmart. They have small slits. They're only like $3. They're out the window. Now, I think they've improved their slits. They're a little bit bigger. But they're like $3.68 or something, their feeders. The bees cannot possibly get in there. The reservoir is low enough that the bees, they just can't get in there. So what I do now is the hummingbirds don't like the feeders. That's the truth. They like a bigger hole. But I keep one or two out there anyway so they know how to use it. And if the bees start to swarm, they can't find enough and they find it, and they get into the ones with the larger holes for the orioles, then I swap the rest of them out. This way they're not out of food. They have to feed out of the ones that are bee-proof. And then once the bees leave, because the bees aren't going to waste their time here because they need to eat, they need to collect food. And that's what I do. So I swap them out. After a day or two, they're gone. Usually the next day, they may check them out. They're gone. And then I put the feeders with the larger holes back. The orioles cannot feed out of the ones that are bee-proof. Yeah, I just saw the oriole. He doesn't like me shouting out the window. Hi, Mary Jane from Illinois. Kathy. Hi, Kathy Rose. The hummingbirds are fun. I don't get anything done. You can't even see them all. They're all on the... I should take the bottom one off. How can I raise the bottom one? I thought of something. Hold on. I just thought of something. And I just heard my mom is watching. Hello, Mom. Okay, where were they feeding? Which is the one you can't see? Is it this one? Let's not fall out the window. That would not be a good thing. All right, let's see if I can raise this one up here. Yeah. Problem is this, there's not, like I said, I've got to set this up better. This was only a test. If I put it here, you wouldn't be able to see it either. I can move it. No, they wouldn't be able to fly that way. Let's just do it that way. They're taking our feeders away. Oh, I'm moving them temporarily. Okay, so you've got the dot. And you've got the peanut butter cup. And the dot. Let's see how that works out. Here. You want to see what's going on out here. This is what's going on here. We don't want to drop you out the window. They can't even see you. No, they can't see you. They cannot see you. They can't see you. Okay, let's put you down. All right, you're wondering what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I could put another mirror on the other side. Then that's true. If I wanted to go live and just do my own thing and go back in the garden and work, 2 mirrors would look really cool, because then you see the hibiscus and you see the orange trees and you can almost see the hillside. I still think if the window was cleaned better, provided we don't have sun shining on it. We don't have sun today at all. It would look really cool. Oh my gosh, I didn't hit the button. I thought I was, oh, there's nobody else commenting. And it's like, oh, these just popped up. Blackbirds, amazing animals and fishing. Hello. Yeah, that was Kitty out the window for a few minutes. You like the whiteboard. Speak the Truth likes the whiteboard better. No, I just bought that mirror too. I bought it on Walmart. That was it's like contact paper. It's like $13. I thought I'll try it. And I thought it might look different. I'm glad I only bought one. I'll have to look at it. Okay. Wow. Vita, you got wind. So I didn't catch what you were saying. I'm assuming your feeders are blowing all over. Try Twitch. I don't know what Twitch is. And I just heard about that last night. I don't know what Twitch is. I'm just learning all this too, you know. But I'll have to check into that. I can't do a garden tour at night. I can do it, but right now I can't do it live. That's what I was kind of going to do at night. They'll figure it out. Somebody will figure it out. But if worse comes to worse, I'll just walk around at night among the scorpions and everything out there. There are scorpions, but they don't bother me. CA Hummingbird. No, they're not going to run into that. They're really savvy on that stuff. They can really see well. If I see any issues, I'm going to take it down, but it's going to come down right now. I was only going to do it if I was going to do like a video out the window or turn on live feed. I thought it would look cool to be able to see. I hear birds quarreling. Oh, that's the Orioles. I want to go back and see what they're talking about. Hello, Laura Fran. Hi, Donna Lewis. Any water fountain takes time. They've got to find it. They've got to know it's safe. Make sure you've got a perch or something maybe on it, or a plant nearby, something they can land on that first so they can check out the water. Cantaloupe. You know, I didn't plant cantaloupe this year. That's fantastic. How many feeders? I don't even know. There's like a dozen or more out this window. I've got them in the garden. I've got them on the deck. So there's feeders everywhere. This is the biggest feeding station because they really like it here. They can get out from the rain. They can get out from the sun because of the overhang of the house. I'm going to make some more fountains too. I love the fountains. I've got all these ideas I want to do. So many ideas and so little hours in the day. Okay, Ryan, as far as adjusting, if you've got Rufus, they're very territorial, especially the males. I've got a video up, you know, half the time I can't find the videos. I've got a video up on blocking your feeders. So think of a horse with, oh my gosh, what do you call that, Gary? I just went brain dead. Blinkers. they put blinkers on horses. Well, you could do the same thing with your feeders if they're fighting, if they're quarreling. As long as they can't see the other feeders, take a tote lid. I've done that on a stick and just put it in between, and then they'll sit in the tree, but they're only going to protect the feeder that they can see. If they can't see the other feeder, they're not going to protect it. So you could try to separate the feeders with either wood or a tote lid, plants, anything. So basically there's like a blinker between them. Hebrew Outdoors, thank you so much. Blinkers, yes. Wandering around guy, I know. I just couldn't think. Like I said, I was up till 2 a.m. with YouTube on. We were doing like a live chat back and forth. Giant plants, kabochas. I grew 9 kabochas and saved the seeds. In containers, mostly got. Kabocha tastes so good. It's like a sweet potato. But yes, blinkers. You want to set up your feeders where they can't see each other. Now these guys, they don't really have a fear of having no food, so they don't really quarrel. I have seen occasionally in the spring when a lot of the rufous are starting to come through, they have tried. But you know, how is one little bird? Blinders? Blinders. Okay, that sounds good. Maybe they're called blinders. You're probably right. Blinders. Yes, blinders. One little bird cannot fend off hundreds of birds, so they eventually give up. We've got rufous right now in the window. You'll see the different ones coming in. Spreading out works, and like I said, you could have them almost next to each other as long as there's blinders. Thank you, Johnny, for blinders, and Carol, and wandering around. At least you knew what I was talking about. That's the main thing. Eggplant. Oh, that's fun. And Denver, a lot of times your eggplant will go into the second year, and you'll even get a lot of eggplant next year too. I've got one growing in a tote. You just reminded me, I got to get some of the big eggplant off, and it's a plant from last year. It's on my driveway. No, 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 do not reduce the sugar in the nectar. That has nothing to do with the bees. The bees are just looking for food. So Laura, what I would do, um, you may have to just swap the feeders out for a while. Maybe order one. You can order it from Walmart.com. They actually design those feeders. Don't get an expensive one. They're only like $2 and change. They've got them in the store too. They have a little slit. The hummingbirds will get used to it. They can use it. And then once the bees leave, you can put your other feeders back. Kristen's got it. Yes, the rufous are coppery. Um, Hi, Mary Tomlin. I do like YouTube. I'm going to work this out with YouTube. One way or another, we'll get this together and figure out what's going on. It just started yesterday, and there's some sort of glitch they're going to have to work out. Okay, if you're in an area where it's really cold, yeah, your eggplant may die out. Where it doesn't get that cold here.
Eggplants are perennial here, but they're annuals in cooler climates.
Okay. So they just replant them. Oh, 17 degrees? Oh, yeah, that's too cold. That's true. So you just start them early and get them going. Oh, I have a new way that I'm growing my seeds. I absolutely love it. We're going to have to get that up there too. B. Heaton from the UK. Hi. So Twitch is easier for streaming. Yeah, I really do like YouTube. I really want to stay on YouTube. This is something new that just started yesterday. And it happened when I went out last night about 11 o'clock. I was going to do a late night stream, and that was it. I was locked out of my my phone, my tablet, just locked out. At least they didn't lock me out from inside the house. The Atmos work really good. Oh, I'm so glad, Sheila. They're great, and you can make them so quickly. My hummingbirds don't like some of the feeders. Only difference is the color. Hummingbirds are like people. They get used to using certain things, and if they really like it, sometimes they don't use another feeder. But another one might come along. Just if you want, just keep it out with a little bit of food. They're kind of funny. I had a blue feeder once I put out the window, and they didn't use it. I moved it around, and one day they used it. But I like these feeders. All these no zucchini. The leaves are huge. Um, okay, Laura, told somebody the other day they had the same problem. So I make a compost tea, and if all goes well, I'll finish up the video and get it rendered and uploaded on YouTube. And I do have older ones on compost tea. I have found that if your plants are growing beautiful, but they're not producing, you put a little compost tea on it, they may not have enough nutrients in there, or they're missing something. And as soon as you feed them, they start producing. It's worth a try. I told a few people the other day, and they came back and told me they've got fruit and everything now. So maybe, and this is not buying compost tea, this is making your own. Acrylic paint. Oh, okay. Are we talking about buckets or hummingbirds? The acrylic paint here in California are all non-toxic. So as long as it's non-toxic, it's fine. And I'm assuming if you're talking about your totes, you're painting them on the outside anyways. And my buckets, like you do. But you can paint them. There's nothing wrong with painting them. Most of the paint nowadays are non-toxic anyways. They pulled the lead out years ago. You can hand pollinate, right? As long as they have both male and female. Your zucchini did not bother to sprout this year. Ye Vita. Let me ask you, you said they didn't sprout. Are you talking about you're trying to grow them and they're not growing? Because I had that problem, and it turned out it was the seeds I bought. And I went online and bought some more seeds, and they're all growing like mad. I ended up running around yesterday trying to plant a whole bunch of Black Beauty zucchini. It might be the seeds. A lot of times your biggest issue on that are the seeds. And some of the seeds I've saved from the 99-cent store and Dollar Tree that are now about 3 years old, they won't sprout 3 years later. And I save them really good, but they must have just the way they were saved or the way they were packaged or something, they're not sprouting good. So maybe try some new fresh seed. I get my seeds on eBay. I think he's called Heirloom Guy, and he's so cheap. I don't know how he sells them that cheap, but they're like less than $2, or figure $2, and that's free shipping. And I've had wonderful, wonderful luck with all the seeds. Okay, I'm hoping you're all talking among yourselves. Um, I like these feeders from Walmart because they're so easy to clean. When you unscrew them, that base is white and open. I can get a toothbrush in there. I can get anything in there and clean it really good. So try a toothbrush, and that might be able to help. But you really want a feeder that the base opens up. They make some of the most beautiful feeders, and they're like $20, $30, some of them, and you can't take the base apart. So if it gets moldy inside, there's absolutely, virtually no way to take that base apart. You'd have to soak it in bleach, and that's not even going to do it. So I don't know. So they sprouted and got moldy. You're going to have to try new seeds, is right. It could be the seeds. Now, I don't know where you live, and maybe you can't grow zucchini there. Maybe zucchini is temperamental where you're living and it's not doing well. You might have to find something else. Jazzy Bell Pink, hi. Imelda, is that how would you pronounce Imelda? Almond? Hi. I think I might have missed Sherry. It got quiet. Birds are quiet. Okay, so if you do better with vining squash, then go ahead and stick with vining squash. So see, you answered your own question. You knew it. But I know you're determined to try. So you can always keep trying. Okay, so Dollar General sells GMO seeds. So many of them are these days. Just do the best you can. It's better to eat something you grew anyways. You don't know from the store. But check it. If it says heirloom, most of the zucchini I have found are heirloom. Like I said, I like heirloom guy. Most of his seeds or all of his seeds are heirloom. How many times can I put bird seed in a bird feeder? Mr. Geek Me Out. I think you're joking. Are you? As soon as it's empty, you can put it in. You can use a bird feeder over and over. Yeah, just keep trying. Yi, Vita, just keep trying. Flutter, how would you pronounce that, Gary? Flutterby soon? Yeah, that's good. White vinegar's good. I also like cleaning and scrubbing with baking soda. That's like instead of using a cleanser, using baking soda. That is really cool. I even brush my teeth with baking soda. I like baking soda. So that's another thing if you have to scrub it and then it rinses good. A lot of people that do baking and they want their food to taste really good, they clean their baking pans with baking soda too because it rinses really clean. But that's perfect. Vinegar is fine. Just rinse it really good because it has a strong smell. But it won't hurt them, but it just has a smell. If the sand works for you, that's fine too. Imelda, that would be good. And shake it, whatever works. No, I prefer to have no GMO. I don't think I'm growing anything that's GMO. I just go online. I get usually the heirloom. Baker Creek has a lot of good seeds. Organic hippie chic homestead. Noon. If they've got good seeds. Oh, Noom sells GMO seeds. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I know the farmers want GMO seeds because, well, let's just say it repels the insects, among other things. The squirrels are tough. I know. We've got squirrels. Oh, you can't see the Oreo. B. Heaton's asking about your arch, Gary. You think he can hear you from the living room? Oh, he said it's going along good. He's yelling, it's going good. You can move walking onions almost any time you want. So if you think they're not planted right, you could either leave them or you could go ahead and pull them out. You could leave them; they'll be fine, even if they're in a cluster. Because you could set them back if you start pulling them out. Let's see. Also, the green stems are brown. Well, they will get brown as the outer stems will turn brown. You just take those off and trim them. I like the cocozelle and I like the gray squash, but you know what? I think I like the black beauty the best. I think it grows the best here. The gray squash, a lot of them have produced a lot and kind of died back. And the cocoselle are coming back again. They're producing. But if I can keep the squirrels from chewing the centers out of the Black Beauty, the regular green zucchini, those seem to go for here in Southern California. They'll grow into the winter sometimes, as long as it doesn't get too cold. Huh? Juju bee, Juju bee. No one sells GMO. It's illegal. Juju bee. I don't know anything about that, Jerry. Maybe it is illegal. I don't. You can hear him. They can hear you from the other room, they said. Well, good. Talk louder and everybody can hear you. He's actually sitting in the other room. And Flutterby soon. And they use baking soda. Baking soda is really good. I love baking soda. And it does make it fizz. You're right. It has a reaction, baking soda and vinegar. Very, very true. Very good.
I'm going to hold something out the window.
Okay, just don't knock the camera down. Let's see, Sam Robbie, can you please talk about that multiple feeder holder? Hanger.
I've been harvesting some of our jujubes.
Oh. Okay, that looks like a hanger. I don't even think it is a hanger. It's actually a piece of wire that's just simply been threaded through a PVC pipe. I think I found in the garage that you had cut off. And that's why and then I made holes in it so I can hang 3 feeders from it. That's all it is. Just a piece of wire, and like I said, threaded through. And the pipe, the PVC pipe, it stays straight, so I can hang a feeder on either end, as long as they're pretty well balanced with food. Is that what you're going to make in your pond against the wall? No, the pond. The new pond I don't know. I took on too many gardens and without not enough hours in the day. So I'm just slowly going through. I was cleaning in the bird garden a little bit yesterday. Then I got sidetracked and I started working on the old bird video. So people wanted it narrated. And then I stepped away from the compost tea one that is supposed to be up today. That I went and ran out and did yesterday too. So I got to get that up. So no, kind of going through them little by little and deciding how I want to do it. Oh, that sounds good, Mr. Geek Me Out. Plastic water bottle on a bird feeder pole. That will slow them down. That's a really good idea. Yes, they are. Hummingbirds are sensitive to odor. Oh my gosh, odor. That is very true. I mean, think about it. They go out there and they can find the flowers. Some of them they're looking for pollen. Sometimes they're looking for nectar. Sometimes they're looking for little insects. But that's true. Yeah, I'm with you, Julie. I think Black Beauty grows the best, and you've got it in Southern California. I think it's the most productive plant, and it seems like after growing the 3 varieties like that, even counting the yellow squash, I think it lasts the longest, the plant, and it will go longer into the season. Seems like the other ones produce, and if I don't get it off quick enough, they're done, and that's what I really don't want. I mean, it's nice for a variety. It was nice. Yes, the Mexican squash are really, really good. That is true. They are fabulous tasting squash. Sheena's Keto Prepared Homestead saying hello to everybody. I could, CA California, CA Hummingbird, she puts out suet. I made something, not suet, but I made it with peanut butter. And then it got hot and everything melted. But they ate it, it was all gone. But that's really cool. Oh my gosh, I think I'm through, and then they just keep coming. Oh, and she just took it off. Never mind, she retracted her Mexican squash. It's 9 p.m. and I'm gonna shut this. What? Almost 10 o'clock in the UK. Oh, watch Gardener's World. That was really good. We watched it last night. If you like your tomato, yes, you can definitely cut some pieces off and root them in the house. Absolutely. It's worth a try. Put them in a container and come back in the house in the winter. Yeah, and you just, once they start to root, get them in a container and put them in the sunniest window you can. That'd be perfect. Who likes watermelon? Hummingbirds? Hummingbirds don't eat watermelon, but the Orioles might. Let's see, who's the one that just told me about the, I missed it, Mexican, crazy, oh my goodness, where'd it go? She asked me about, I don't see it, the tomatoes. Oh, pure pondering. Oh boy. Do this very carefully or the camera will go down. Tell me, can you see me, Gary? Because I'm not looking. Okay. I did this for fun for a video. Can they see? Yeah. This is tomato. This is the last thing I need is right now is to go after the tomatoes. But look at that. I just cut them. I was doing some trimming and I put them in. See this roots? They really need to be planted, but I've got hundreds of tomatoes out there. That's how easy it is to root. These are all roots. Just put it in an old glass with some water and change it every couple days. You don't want the water to rot. If the water rots, it'll rot the tomatoes. And yes, it is so easy to root tomatoes, especially if you've got a variety you really, really like. Then you want to kind of save that because if you save the seeds, they may not be exactly the same. You don't know if your neighbor's got tomatoes or what. The birds are looking at me. Go away. Actually, a lot of them now have gone into the garden because there's not as many here as there was a little bit ago. Okay, let's get this down or they'll be coming in the house and I don't want them in the house. You don't want hummingbirds in the house. What goes in comes out the same way. All right, I'll put that back in the window. I don't even know why I keep these here. They grow everywhere. There's tomatoes. Everywhere I turn around, there's tomatoes. Mary Jane, she feeds the regular birds in the winter. That's a good idea. I should feed them in the winter and not feed. I feed the regular birds all year. But that's nice. Have you tried that squash? Is it calabash? 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 Have you grown? Okay, Gary and I haven't tried the calabash squash yet. She's I know I used to grow a ton of squash and I still have a spaghetti squash sitting from last year and it looks good. I don't want to grow that. I want to grow what I really like. Carol St. Clair, hello. I do not use rooting powder, so I can't tell you a brand. You'll have to figure that out. I don't use rooting powder. Maybe somebody here can tell you what rooting powder to use. But tomatoes just root. I'll tell you the best rooting, no joke, and it sounds crazy, and I've talked about it in my videos, is when I put the totes together to grow in. I have all that kitchen scraps in there and rotting leaves and everything just rotting away, and you just cover it with some native soil or what do you call it, potting soil or something. Just stick in some, what is it, hibiscus or tomatoes, they all grow. You would think they would be composted. Nope, they grow. And that's been the best rooting place for me. I rooted the most beautiful roses that now they're so big, I'm trying to figure out where to put them by just taking branches and sticking them in my totes. As I'm growing the vegetables, I'm rooting other stuff. I'll even root kale and other stuff in there. Let me see, what's Juju? What's with Juju? Okay, they're talking. I missed it. There's too much. Eating bugs. Show or hide. My bush tits have been. That's okay, right? They think she said something bad.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's all right. I got it. I love the bush tits. Oh, or organic hippie chic's homestead. I love the bush tits. They're so cute. I've got them once, a video. I was so glad it was sitting there. A pair of them were in my little solar fountain with rocks, and they knocked off a big bird. They wanted it. They were taking a bath. They're really feisty little things. They're so cute. Oh, oh, Sheena? I agree. So now who's got lupus?
That's
Oh no. Sheena's keto? Okay, so she has lupus.
Yeah.
And then Bryant? Deep, any health issues, I'm telling you, growing your own. And I know a lot of people can't grow everything, but even if you grow a little, you know that you get, a few nutrients and stuff from real life food. Uh, Fibromyalgia. Okay, so organic if you can't. She's got fibromyalgia. Go ahead.
Joanne, my plantains aren't doing as well as I expected. The guy I got them from, he lives in a similar climate, but his mother gets them growing really well. So maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe they need more water or more humidity, but they will grow here, but they're a little more tropical. So they don't do as well as some of the cool type bananas.
Jay Gaming is on. Hello, Jay Gaming. Okay, so we are gluten free, but I'm gluten free. You've probably seen the videos. We've talked about it. Gary went gluten free first, and then it was getting hard to just cook for him different than me. So I went gluten free and found that I feel so much better. So I'm gluten free. Mine, basically, it causes inflammation, and I've got arthritis. I've talked about this in my hands, and I used to go to the doctor, and it was so hard to type and stuff, and they told me it was arthritis in both my hands, and I've got it in my back. But when I gave up the gluten, I don't have it. I wouldn't even know I have arthritis in my hands right now. So, or even my back. I mean, there might be times, but normally no. And just the gluten. And I'll tell you something. I know when I've eaten gluten. So gluten causes an inflammation for me. So Juju can eat tomatoes that she grows, but not from the store. got really quiet. The birds were so loud, they got really quiet. Gary was on holiday, and I guess you could say I met him at a convention, and that's how we met. He was here on holiday. You were going to Canada, weren't you?
Yeah, I was down.
See, he would have been in Canada, guys. He could have been growing there. And that's how we met. Oh, it's been years now. Oh, I can only really grow zucchini and totes. I've got some that have grown in the ground next to the tote, but we have too many root problems. And then the rabbits this year decided that zucchini tastes good, not the fruit, the leaves. But yeah, I grow so much more because of the totes. I think that's why Gary loaded up his yard with totes. Remember, he swore he would never grow in totes. You know, Flutterby, it doesn't cost anything to go gluten free for a week. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to alter what you eat, and you make sure when you go gluten free, you don't even take one bite. And then you decide how you feel, and you go from there. What are you laughing about?
No, I mean,
Gary knew in 3 days. He went gluten free on his own. I saw something and I told him he had all these symptoms from having being gluten intolerant. And he said, well, he'll try it. And in 3 days, he never went back. Joanne, I'm with you. I know you would. It's hard to get people to change their eating habits. Joanne wishes her mom would go gluten free. Her health issues are very similar to what you deal with. A lot of people are set in their ways, and it's really hard to get some people to try something. And I don't know why. I mean, I admit that if I had to give up, let's say, sugar, I would do it if I had to, but it's hard. And some people, they just don't want to give up their bread or their pasta, even though pasta now you can buy the Barbarella pasta is I have found is the best. I will say that I don't like it the next day if there's leftover, but you can put it in soup. You can take leftover spaghetti that's cooked, that's gluten free, and put it in a frying pan with a little butter and add in some vegetables, and then you can eat it like that or toss in some sauce or whatever you want. For some reason, it doesn't taste that good the next day, but once you doctor it up and it starts to rehydrate from what you're putting in there, it's so good. I don't have a problem, but I agree with you. I would love to see certain people go gluten free and try it. I mean, I didn't in the beginning. Gary was the one gluten free, but I definitely agree with you. Organic hippie Sheik's homestead. She grew more than two okra and corn. I forgot to plant my corn. I bought the seeds and I didn't plant it. I did not plant okra this year. I didn't eat my okra last year, so I thought, I'm going to plant what I really want. Yeah, the gophers here will wipe out everything, everything. If you think, okay, Julie, if you think the drain holes smell, try to collect that water because it actually is like a plant food. If you're in an area that you get a lot of rain, you can lower the holes and then you won't have that problem. It also is still breaking down. Once it breaks down, that all disappears too. The plants love it, so I don't worry about it. And I don't have that really that much. My plant food stinks. That's why my daughter told me when we used to have a lot of the kids' parties here, I was not allowed to make it. So she didn't want to see it. But you can use it before it gets really bad if you want to. But I just leave it for a few days and then afterwards I dump it all out and start over. Julie's eating more fruits and veggies, of course. Robbie, Sandra, what's your least favorite vegetable? Um, I would say okra, but I didn't eat it, so I can't say that. My least favorite vegetable. Well, I gotta think about that. Eggplant, but that's only because eggplant gets to me. I don't do well with eggplant. It's probably because it's in the nightshade family. Um, but I do like eggplant. So if I take it and let's say I'm going to fry it, then I have to cut it up, slice it up in rings, salt it really good, leave it on a plate for about 30 minutes. It does turn a little brown. Rinse it really good and dry it, and then I can fry it, and it doesn't bother me. So there's something in eggplant that bothers me, but I bring it out with the salt. I don't know. What do I not like? What do you eat that I don't eat? Because you eat a lot of stuff I don't eat. You'll eat anything.
Pretty much everything.
I guess spaghetti squash. I don't eat that. A lot of people make lasagna out of eggplant. Yes, Sandra, that is really good. But for some reason, I have to treat the eggplant for me or I'll get a stomachache. Yeah, it just doesn't hurt. If you've got arthritis or you've got what it is gluten. You can Google it and look it all up. Gluten can cause for many people inflammation. The way the body attacks what's in gluten. And if you can get rid of your inflammation, a lot of your aches and pains are caused by inflammation. That's why it's worth a try. I knew this girl that she had surgery and she had a problem with her ankle. Was it her ankle? Leonard Vine's secretary. And they couldn't figure it out. And I told her, you've got inflammation there. If you give up gluten, she says, oh no, I can't. I cry. I can't stand up. She went ahead and said, well, all right, I'll just try it. She called me back in 2 weeks. She can't believe it. She didn't even think about it. She had changed her diet and she found herself running around doing things. And then she realized, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about it. She was running around and she called me to tell me it was right. So she didn't have inflammation in her ankle anymore. So it causes inflammation. Okay, so Yi Vita, she has problems with eggplant too. Sprouts. Does that mean B Eaton doesn't like sprouts? I should make sprouts, but I don't eat sprouts.
Yeah, some people have problems with nightshade plants. I'm fine with it. I can eat pretty much all of them. But I think the trick is finding what causes inflammation and either reduce it or remove it from your diet because there's plenty of alternatives.
Okay, B Heaton. Cabbage is wonderful. Take some cabbage and just cut it up, putting it on a frying pan and eat it with a little butter. Oh my gosh. Um, Coleslaw. You shred that up. You make coleslaw. If you don't like coleslaw, you can make sauerkraut. What was I doing with cabbage this year? I got rid of all of it and I never made sauerkraut. What was I doing with it? I used it all. I can't remember what I did with it. This is why I got to make videos for myself. I was doing something with it.
Karen Bell has just showed up.
Oh, hi, Karen. You didn't miss much. I'll tell you what's going on, Karen. Last night, I was going to go outside with Gary. I was all excited, and we were going to go live. Didn't matter if anybody was there or not. We were just going to do it anyways. And he went to pollinate. You said how many dragon fruit? 13 dragon fruit, 10 of which were in my garden. And my phone and my tablet shut me down. It will not let me go live outside. So YouTube has been so nice. I got online and did a live chat back and forth with them. And well, it's like a texting chat. And we went and did that from oh my gosh, like midnight to almost 2 in the morning. They couldn't figure it out. Your account's in such good standing. Everything is wonderful. Said, no, it won't let me. It will not let me go live. So this morning we tried again and we did the chat again. They asked me to go on the computer in the house, and the camera faces my house, and see if it will work that way. So with the camera facing the house and the computer and everything in the house, I can go on, but it will not let me step outside and do a live feed. So now we just have to figure out how to do that. So that's why I'm on, and this is strictly a tester. I want to set up the window a little better. I literally, Gary didn't even know I was going to go live. I turned on the computer. I haven't even used this computer for a while, and it's an old Windows 7. I turned it on, stuck the camera out the window. It's literally balancing, and it went on. So now if I go back with YouTube again, they'll know that I'm not blocked out. For some reason, the system's not blocking me out of live feed. It just won't let me step outside and do a live feed. So that's what we're doing. And this wasn't even supposed to go. I was supposed to work on a video. I was supposed to get my compost tea video up. I've got other ones, but people wanted new ones, so I thought I would do a new one. So I'll try to get that done. But Karen Bauer, it's very good to see you. I see the hummingbird. I know sauerkraut is so good and so easy to make. Sheena, that's one thing I'll say. I don't want to ever tell anybody what to or not to eat, because you've got to enjoy yourself in life and eat what you want. But you want to make sure, I look at it this way. Totally wrong. But I look at it this way. If you eat good vegetables, whatever the few you've grown in your garden, and then you go and indulge in ice cream or whatever else you want to eat, hopefully your body will just get rid of the bad stuff and only keep what's good. You want to enjoy your life, but you want to bring in good nutrients, because you're not going to get good nutrients in many of the foods we get these days. But if you grow it, you know it's there because it's alive. That's my outlook. But I don't want to ever tell anybody what to do. At least I try not to. Sandra, your tried growing sprouts didn't do well, got attacked by critters. Okay, so you're talking about sprouts in the ground outside? Because there's ways of getting around that. You can save your stuff sprouting outside. Tool, Sandra got it, tool. You can make all kinds of stuff out of food containers and stuff just to cover the seedlings until they're big enough. Normally, the critters are eating it when it's really tiny, small seedlings. And then once they get their mature leaves, they don't taste as well, or they're too big, and they don't usually bother with it. At that point, you're dealing with other stuff that could eat it, like squirrels. Let's see, I thought you said there should not be feeding feeders closer. Well, the hummingbirds here are used to each other, and they know that there's no shortage of food, so they don't fight. That's just basically what it is. A lot of them, not all of them, were bred and raised here, so a lot of them could be somewhat family members. When that hummingbird on the kitchen window, the other window, not where the camera's facing, when she had, for 2 years, she nested in the window, she always allowed her siblings to come back and feed, even while she was sitting on the nest out of her feeder. So it's kind of a community, is what it is. But also, keep in mind, if you've got 1 or 2 or 3 birds out there that want to fight, and you got 100, 200, 300 birds, there's no fighting that way, because. So basically, that's it. I mean, you can't go pick a fight with a crowd all by yourself. Well, that's what it is. What? Oh my goodness, a super chat. I didn't expect that. That's MK?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You got a Wi-Fi extender to go live outside. They plug in an outlet and give you a further reach.
I may have to do that. I'll put it towards that if we can't get this thing resolved. There could be multiple issues, and that's what we're working on. But thank you so much. This was unexpected. Probably will go for hummingbird food right now. But thank you, MK. Thank you. No rubbing, no containers. Okay, and that question goes to get a Wi-Fi extender. And they're okay. They want us to put it through for a Wi-Fi. We should get a Wi-Fi extender. No containers. Trying to figure out this spaghetti squash is my favorite squash. Some people love spaghetti squash. My daughter loves spaghetti squash. I think that's so wonderful. We all love different things. Oh, this suet has cherries and apples. Wow. Hummingbird feeders are close to my house. 2 solars. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my MK. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Thank you, MK. A $10 super chat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Yes, we'll have to invest in a Wi-Fi extender. So your cat is get your cat to watch my favorite video. You know, there's a video I put out a year and a half ago, and it's just birds. You don't hear me, no talking, just the birds that I videotaped all over the property here. And there's over 50 species in there, and that's the one I'm working on right now. Oh my gosh, Johnny. Oh, I turned my thing. Uh-oh. Johnny, $4.99. Johnny, thank you. Here, you shout out to Johnny.
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny.
Oh, gee, Johnny, thank you. Yeah, check out the video on the birds because the birds are just all over the place. I love that. I actually been using that to fall asleep at night sometimes when I can't sleep. Love that one. Thank you, MK. Thank you, Johnny. Oh my gosh. Okay, now this is getting embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Flutterby soon, $5. Thank you for the super chat, Susan Dory. Thank you for the super chat. Totally unexpected. Oh my gosh. I don't even ask people to like and subscribe. I know I get that from YouTube. You're not telling people to like and subscribe. Well, they don't want to. You want to know how bad it is? We have I guess they say close to 1 million people that watch us, and only 25% of the people are subscribers. Most of them are not subscribers, and that's okay. My mother, who is watching right now, is not a subscriber because she just watches it on a smart TV, and that's fine. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to have to get ourselves a Wi-Fi extender. Hardwire that camera in and do it that way. Oh, Sheena's going to add cut flowers. I'm going to start adding more flowers to the garden too. I wanted to keep everything like edible, and then I let the geraniums grow because here they grow like weeds. People grow them and they want them all out. And I thought, well, that's easy. There's not a lot of nectar in there for hummingbirds, but they pick something out of there. So I'm assuming they're looking for little insects that are hiding in there. But yes, I'm going to get more flowers growing.
Yeah. I grow scarlet runner beans and cannets. They like things like that have the bell-shaped flowers. What else do we have? We've got
What are we talking about now?
plants flowering plants that we grow for the hummingbirds.
Oh, well, the aloe veras.
Aloe veras.
And then the ones you've got, your cannas, you said that.
Cannas, yeah, canna and diver.
We're going to get more flowers in, I think, very soon. Keisha Martin, hi from Toronto. We do have butterflies. We have a lot of different butterflies, and we have a swallowtail. I will admit the swallowtails are having a little bit of an issue. For years, they would come in and land on my parsley and lay eggs, and they would eat up all my parsley. But we have so many birds now in the garden that they do eat some of the caterpillars. Hopefully they don't eat them all. We've actually taken some of the cocoons in and we've actually let them do their thing in the house and then let them go. But yes, we have butterflies. The other day, the coolest thing I have seen, and I did not have my camera, on the deck, I actually saw a butterfly come by and drink off the solar fountain, the one that's made with the upside down plastic cup, literally landed on it and was drinking water. I grabbed my camera by the time I had my camera. It was amazing. It was gone. But I really am looking for that. But yes, we do have a lot of butterflies.
But Bee Hayden has asked a couple of times what time it is.
I don't know.
And it's about 20 past 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, there it is. 2:20. It's 2:23 p.m. here. Oh, okay. Jay Gaming didn't know hummingbirds. They love cannas. Is that how you pronounce it? Cannas?
Cannas, yep.
So it's 2:24. Trumpet vines. Oh, yes, Karen. I think a neighbor grows those. Trumpet vines? Yeah. All we have to do is drive by and accidentally watch a piece fall to the ground and come home and root it, I think. Milkweed. I don't have milkweed, and you're right. I should have milkweed. I believe I've seen some monarchs come through here. And that's from Beatrice Anderson. Okay, the UK is 10:24 p.m. Don't forget to watch Gardener's World. We watched that last night. That was really cool. See, I'm trying to. I know I have skipped because this was going by so fast. Seeds. Okay, Sheena wants. I've been looking for seeds of the real yams that Gary grows. Is there seeds? She's talking about. I think your ubes. And talk loud.
Yeah, with true yams, they do produce seed. I've tried seed, but I haven't had any success with it. I grow mine from the tubers, but they also produce bulbils. And I got my original ones from Florida, and they usually become available January, February is when people usually harvest them.
Josie said she thinks you need the root from the ube.
Yes, the root or the tuber, in my experience, has worked out better because some of the bulbils have been a little funky looking. The ones that I'm growing now are a little more, they're a better shape and they're easier to peel. Some of the ones from Florida have been more wild type ones and they've been really gnarly and they've been hard to peel.
Oh, and Sandra wants to know about your yuccas. Do you grow a yucca?
No, we don't. I've thought about growing it. It does better if it gets more water, and I'm trying to figure out what I can grow in a drier climate. But I think yuccas would, or yucca would grow really well here.
What, yuccas? I grew some ubes. I grew some ubes from kitchen scraps. They came up when you peeled them. They grew. That's cool on the watermelon rind, Sheena. That is true. That's a good idea. Sometimes I have next to my sink here, I've got a bucket that I have food scraps in, and I put it outside before I'm going to compost it or dump it in a tote. And fruit flies come, and you'll see the hummingbirds. They'll sit on the edge and dash around because they're looking for the fruit flies. They eat fruit flies. Thank you, little P-tube. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. If you've got ubes, you just try growing from the skin. It can't hurt. I've got some right now growing in one of my containers, and they don't look good. I think my soil is way too rich for them, but I'm just going to leave them. Whatever happens, happens. We'll see what happens to them. Nikki, hi. Sandra, that's how I grew some of my potatoes too. I didn't plant any potatoes a while back, and they grew from the skins, and I grew potatoes. I don't grow a lot of potatoes. They're small, but boy, are they good. When you pull them first out, the first day you pull them out, you just wash them up, and you don't peel them or anything. The skin is just as soft as the whole potato itself. They're so good. You just reminded me, those potato harvests I did is still sitting in a bucket. I got to get those planted too. Oh, okay. So Keisha's got the papayas. Oh my gosh, I got papayas all over. I know they won't grow in Toronto, will they?
Well,
Okay, tell her what to do.
if you had a way of bringing them indoors or in a above freezing environment over the cooler months, you might be able to grow them. Some people are growing them in Europe, so Toronto, I don't know. You'd have to bring them in. Definitely, you have to bring them indoors.
So what kind of animals do we have here? What kind of animals do we have here? Not as many as we had when I first moved here. We definitely have coyotes. We have bobcat, though I haven't seen him lately. We do have a mountain lion that lives here. I have not seen or heard it. Raccoons we had more of, but I think the coyotes have wiped out. We used to have fox here. We even had silver fox when I moved here. There's no more of those. There used to be badgers, they said. No more of those. We have a lot of, we have two types of squirrels. We have the red and the gray. What do you call them?
We have the fox squirrel.
And then what's the gray one?
I can't remember what the grey one is or what.
Oh, we have ground squirrels. We have the long-tailed weasel. That is cool to see. I've seen them a few times. They look like a ferret. So we do have those. And then, of course, we have the deer that come down that eat my kale by the truck bed. So we have that. I know I'm forgetting stuff. We used to have a lot of roadrunners. We don't have a lot of those. Also because they nest on the ground. So I think the coyotes got a lot of the roadrunners.
We used to have bobcats,
in our yard.
Raccoons. We rarely see skunks and occasionally possums. Anything that lives on the ground has a hard time surviving up here now. So
some of them are talking among themselves, which is good to plant tea. Craig gave me one tea plant, but it didn't make it. I had one little tiny, somebody gave me a tea plant, didn't make it. I'll have to try that again one day. I'm with you, Sheena. There's still something I want to try to grow that Gary keeps telling me I can't grow. What was it, pawpaw? What was the one I was going to buy? You said it won't grow here. I should try it anyways.
pawpaw the tree, yes.
I want to try that. Yes, we have snakes. We have rattlesnakes, which we have not seen in our yard this year, which is good. We do have gopher snakes, racers. We have king snakes, but I haven't seen any lately. So yes, we have snakes, and of course lizards. We have lizards, and Gary finally got a frog in his garden. He was so excited that I really should have done a video of that, of him sitting at night in the dark with his frog in the pond doing a video. You never posted that video. Of you and the frog, you recorded your frog. He was so excited. He waited. The neighbor had a frog, and he would sit out there going, I want a frog. He's got frogs. And then he got a frog this year. So yes, we have frogs. What kind of frog?
Baja, California tree frog.
What's a fisher cat? What's a fisher cat? You guys have fisher cats. I don't know what a fisher cat is.
That might be something in the weasel family.
Oh, maybe. I don't know what a fisher cat is. Sandra doesn't like papaya. You know, I'll tell you the truth. I'm not crazy about papaya. I know how good it is. I've known that for years. I'll eat a little bit. Some are sweeter than others. And I'm with you. I have a very strong sense of smell. So I understand exactly what you mean. I eat a little. You're the one that really loves papaya. Oh, the dogs love it. Oh, Kitty loves it. Go ahead.
A store-bought papaya
It is a weasel.
will sometimes won't smell that great, but a fresh one, a real ripe one straight off the tree or the plant, that tastes a lot different than most store-bought. And it's hard to pick a good store-bought one. You just have to look them over carefully, and to ripen them, to make them taste and smell better, if I was buying them from the store, I score the skin to let some of the latex out of them, and that'll ripen them quicker, and it will also get rid of some of the smell if you get good ripe ones. But they pick them green, and they're never as good as something straight off your plant.
Okay, so those critters are like a martin
Okay,
or a weasel.
that's what I thought.
And Karen's trying to create more of a toad habitat. That's what you're doing. And we need to do more of that around the new ponds, the bathtub and the ponds to create a toad and frog habitat. That's cool. And yes, Sandra, they are healthy.
Woodpeckers are working.
You see the woodpeckers? Yeah, but I can't turn the
No, you
camera
can't turn the
around.
camera around.
As long as they don't take down the deck.
Oh,
Listen,
real.
3 woodpeckers? That's the call?
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's not what I think. That's something else. Oh.
Yes, and another species of woodpecker just showed up, not the common one that we have. And Robbie's gone to get a camera. Yeah, we can't turn the camera around, but these ones must be migrating through.
Oh my gosh, I got it. And I don't even think it's a sapsucker. I'm not sure which one that was. I've never seen that type here before. Oh my gosh. I'm going to double check because it might be a I don't think it was a red-breasted sapsucker. I don't know what it was. I've never seen them come through before. I'm going to look it up right now. Keep talking to everybody. Because I have never seen them before. That's what the quarreling was. They got rid of the nuttall, and I've never seen them before.
Yeah. The common woodpecker that we see is the Nuttall's woodpecker, and these ones, we have to identify them. We haven't seen them before.
No, I don't.
There's always something new moving through, so we just keep adding to the list of birds that we've seen in our garden.
Got the search, but it's not on the phone. I can't believe I got it. And my camera's focused. I'm gonna have to look at it. Keep talking. Because I really want to know what that was. I can't find the right section to go to. We're gonna have to start. for identifying. Oh my God. I wonder if I have to erase this. I have to put it so I can find it. I may have to look it up later. I can't find the website. Okay, I'll find the website. Right. Oh, because it says newer phones, might have erased.
Yeah, Robbie's trying to find the website she usually goes to, but she can't find it.
Restaurant. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up later. I can't find it. I think when they switch phones, they changed my site.
Yeah, I'm trying to read, but I don't know what to say. It's moving through fairly quickly.
Must have pulled it down. Yep.
Yeah, right now it's about 65 to 70 degrees.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it later. I can't find the site. Definitely can't find the site. I don't think I have it.
Yet, yes, Karen, the drought has affected a lot of the birds, and some of the birds that we usually see haven't shown up, and especially in Northern California and up through the northwest into Canada, a lot of birds are going to be moving away from the fires.
Yeah, I can't find it. I don't. It's a special site. The bird was huge, had a red head, but I don't think it was a red-breasted sapsucker. It definitely wasn't a Nuttall's, and I've not seen this type. I'll have to look it up later. It was big, big bird, bright, real black and white. Okay, I'll have to look up the bird later. I can't find it, but I've never seen him come through. And they were quarreling with the Nuttall's, and so I'll have to look it up later. Can't find my site. Let's see. We have a tufted. Okay, let's go ahead and show that one. Yeah, I'll have to. I tried to Google it and I couldn't find it, so I'm going to try to look for it later. There's a certain site that I go to, and I can't find it because I just had to switch phones. Oh, had an ordeal with phones, so I can't find it right now. I'll find it later. My main thing is I got it on film, so well, oh, I just dated myself. I got it. I got it on my camera. So Karen's seeing birds that she hasn't seen before. Yeah, I just haven't seen them. It's like I got a video and it's not in my bird video of the birds of our garden of a red. It sounds like a joke. Red-breasted sapsucker, and I thought I had filed it under woodpeckers. I went back and looked after I had done the video. I couldn't believe it wasn't a Nuttall's. It was a red-breasted sapsucker. This one was not a red-breasted sapsucker. Which is the one that looks like the ivory bill? That's what it looked like, but it's similar to the, that's what this one was. Huge bird.
Yeah, I can't.
And I got him hanging upside down and everything. It was beautiful.
Yeah. We're in Southern California, and so far this year we haven't had any major fires. All the major fires are up north in Northern California, and the way the wind is blowing, we haven't had the smoke from Northern California either. If the wind changes and we get an offshore flow, so if we get Santa Ana conditions, which will blow the wind from inland to the ocean, we may get smoke at some point. So I'm actually surprised that we haven't had any of the smoke from Northern California. It just depends on how the jet stream moves and which direction the wind blows. Yes, the Santa Anas will be coming soon. So I've been working trying to keep our property cleared and making sure that there's no dead vegetation and all the weeds are kept at bay. But yeah, it's going to be a hard year because it's so dry.
I got it. It was an acorn. I believe it was this. I've never seen that before. Did you see it? Okay, I think what came through here was an acorn woodpecker, and I've just never seen him here. I don't know if it's common through here or not. Acorn woodpecker, let's see. No, they don't hunt the coast, but they do come through here a little bit. There's just a little tiny line that they can come through here. So that is why. And they squawk real loud, parrot-like squawk. That's why it was so loud. Oh, that is cool. I can add that to my new video I'm working on that'll take forever to get together. Cool.
Acorn as in the nut or the tree. Acorn.
You see where they come down? They just barely come through. This is mainly where they are. They just barely. I've never seen them before. That is cool. Video came out so good. Okay, so it's Acorn, and that's what came through, and it was on the avocado tree behind. I don't think you could, probably couldn't have seen it in the mirror, but almost. And it says they're real loud. See, I couldn't figure out why it was so loud because we have the nuttles, and they're not real loud. They have a little squeaky voice. No, Karen V, you didn't miss anything. It didn't come on camera. It was behind the camera. But I grabbed my camera and ran out the door to get it. Be sure, let's see. Oh, we sure need to, thanks. Yes. See a hummingbird. Yeah, I'm taking that old video that it's not old, a year and a half ago of all the birds that come to our yard and eat here, and I'm redoing it with slight narration. Slight. The one I put together has no narration. It sounds so, I love it. I just turn it on sometimes, just listen to it. We do get a lot of hummingbirds. There's 6 species that go through Southern California, and I believe we get 5. We get 5 of them. We get the Allens, the Rufus. I'm going to forget offhand. The black sheep, is that what you call it? And then the Annas. What's coming in now? And the Costas. They're just so cute. I think I'm going to have to start filling feeders again too soon. This goes on. It doesn't start in the morning. I try to actually fill everything at night, like in the middle of the night before I go to bed, and make sure it's full. So when they get here, everything is full, and then they empty it out right away. I just love having the birds in the garden. I know the only bad thing about having too many birds in the garden is they have gotten a fondness to greens. And they found out, like people, that with dinosaur tail, the best tasting is the new little leaves coming out. But I can cover some of it and then let them eat the rest. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, you have acorns, woodpecker, Sherry Knoll in Oregon. Yeah, I've never seen one before. We normally have the nuttles here. The female is just black and white, and the male's got the red. And we see them all the time. I see them every single day. They're loaded. And then that one time, I got a video of a red-breasted sapsucker, and we also have the flickers. Flickers. But I've never seen an acorn, and I can't believe that. And it's all thanks to you guys, because if I didn't turn this on to test the camera today, I would not be hanging out the window. I would have been stuck at my computer looking straight on, finishing my compost tea video that should go up hopefully tomorrow. I would never have seen it, but it was so loud. It was screaming, and I didn't know what it was. And that because he was so loud, he was chasing away the other birds. Oh, she watches the hummingbird story. I did do the second story, and I've got the third one I started, and I never put it up, and I do have to do that. I told my granddaughter I want to make the hummingbird stories, like for kids, and get them up on YouTube, and then let her. I don't want to do it. I've done it before. Let her write it out or type it out, and then put together just like a children's book on hummingbirds. It'd be so fun. Oh, the stories I could come up with. It would be so fun. Gardening is awesome, and the birds are soothing. I love gardening with the birds. We get a lot of hummingbirds. This isn't our heaviest time. Around September, depending on the weather, and I don't know what's going to be with all the fires and everything, they hang out here all winter. So they'll start coming in. I've come on live before, I think at the end of September. The window will be black, especially at night. It'll just be black with hummingbirds. You can barely see anything, and they're coming through, and they listen. They're loud. They can hear one another. So migrating ones will come through here, and the other ones, and they'll just go through an unbelievable amount of food. A lot of them will stay here. So especially on rainy days or cloudy days, it's thousands upon thousands of hummingbirds. Right now, it probably is a thousand, but there's hundreds and hundreds right now. But they really are a lot in the winter. And then come spring, they start to leave. They go up north. They'll go all the way to Canada. I guess some even go as far as Alaska. And then you don't have as many. Of course, you have the ones that are staying here to nest. Robbie, do you have an address? No, I don't know how to do this. I really wish I knew how to do a whole lot more, and I'm working on it. So I don't have an address yet for fans. Let me figure out how I'm going to do that. At some point, I probably will. He fishes and loves life. Yeah, I'll have to get a P.O. box. And as I was saying, a fishes and love's life, keep in mind, this only started with a couple hummingbirds, kind of like the goldfinches we have here. I only had a couple. I'd put out a feeder, and then it would be like I'd have to take it in 3 days and wash it and put it back out because there was just, they weren't emptying it. Then all of a sudden, this is what happened, and it hasn't been that long. We're only talking a matter of maybe 5 years now. And then the goldfinches, Gary was so excited to see a goldfinch. Now we have hundreds of goldfinches.
Yes, we've got mourning doves and I think band-tailed pigeons. And the goldfinches, yeah, when I first came here, almost 30 years ago, I guess, I rarely saw a goldfinch. And I know they like sow thistle because the European goldfinches are introduced to Australia, and I knew they liked sow thistle. So every time I did weed pulling, I left the sow thistle, and each year we've got more and more of it. And the goldfinches, their population grew after I left the sow thistle.
Okay, they want to know, are mourning doves in your area?
Yeah, I just
Okay, so you answered them. So yes, Gary said yes, we do have mourning doves. Gary, do you have a video on that, Gary? Okay, I'm not sure. What's the video? Video on? You were talking. So. Do you have a video on that?
No, I don't, but I probably should because that sow thistle is something that's edible. We eat it. It's like a succulent weed, and it's not spiky. Some types of sow thistle are spiky, but you can eat it like lettuce.
So Josie doesn't see the goldfinches anymore. We have the lesser goldfinches. They live here now all year round. They produce a lot of babies. That's why we've got, oh, I don't even know how many. It's almost as many as hummingbirds. They don't come to the window. They stay I call it now my bird garden. And that's where they just come in and they bathe and drink and eat. They don't like eating out of the bowl, but I think this year they're desperate because of the drought. And I've noticed some of them, especially the young ones, are starting to go into the bowl and pick around some seeds. Normally they like seeds straight off the plants. Gary, I don't see your videos often. Keisha says, Gary, I don't see your videos often. Gary, wait a minute. What did she say? Keisha Martin says, Gary, let me see where it went. Gary, I don't see your videos often. Yeah, Gary, I don't. She doesn't. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, go ahead.
I often leave my cameras running when I'm working, but I have time to work, but I don't have time to edit and get videos together. But maybe one day I'll have a little more free time and I'll get some of the videos up. The other thing about goldfinches, we let a lot of our lettuce go to seed, and they like eating the seed off lettuce too.
Oh yeah, they eat the lettuce seed. They've been eating the basil. I let the basil all. I know people say you got to cut off the flowers to save your basil plant. They grow so easy. I don't do that. And I leave the flowers, and the bees love the flowers, and so do the hummingbirds. And then the goldfinches will come and they eat the basil seed. The other day I went to go grow some more lettuce. I've been slow on growing lettuce. I like my own romaine lettuce because that's what grew here and it grows like a weed. I went to take a lettuce head, the seed heads off, and boy, I'll tell you, this goldfinch has cleaned off almost everything. So now I'm running around looking for more seeds, but they love the lettuce seeds and all that. Does Gary have his own channel? Well, there we go. Does Gary have? I told him I'm going to put a channel up. And what did you say was going to be on there? That what?
I don't know if I'm dating myself, but I was going to put the test pattern up on the channel.
I have been trying. I mean, I don't care. I'm going to say I've been trying to get him to go out there and do a garden tour. and he's not real big on that. So that's why I have to go down there, just like the other day doing a vlog. He actually doesn't mind being asked questions and followed around, but he just, you know what, I'm going to say, I just think that you like having it look perfect, and I really don't care. I grab the camera, I go out there, grammar gets messed up, I forget something, and you know what? That's me, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Where I think you like it a little more polished. I'm going to say, I think you like yours a little, and plus I know it's time because it does take time to render things, but we just have different formats of doing things. Like I'm working on a compost tea one, and I really would prefer to just go outside and just do anything. So we all have our own ways. And then, of course, you've got to bring it in and cut out all the dead space in it. And then you got to render it. And then you got to upload it. Sometimes YouTube can take an hour to upload a video. So it all takes time. Sheena's drying seeds for tomatoes now. No, or a pain in the rump. You know, I don't do that. I actually take tomatoes and just throw them aside and leave them all year. And then come spring, I just break them open, throw them in a tote, and they grow. I don't do anything to them. But of course, if they were very special seeds, you'd want to do a whole lot more than what I do. Hello, Lisa. Oh, no, I don't want to start a seed shop. Keisha wants me to start a seed shop. I'm trying to figure out how to do even, let's say, something simple like walking onions, but I don't really want to start a seed shop. I really have more fun doing videos. Jacqueline Ann? Jacqueline? Yeah, that's right. Jacqueline Ann. You're probably right. I think there's a lot of birds moving around in different areas right now because of the drought for food. It's got to be really hard on them. Really, really hard on them. Keisha loves me just the way I am. Good, with all my faults. Please. Okay, Keisha, please. Oh. I mean, yeah, if you want to wash the tomato seeds, you can put them in a strainer and you can dry them. And once they're completely dry, then you can put them in an envelope and save them. Of course, of course. But I have so many tomatoes around here and I get sidetracked. So I just grab a bunch of tomatoes and put it aside. But, you know, whatever works, that's the main thing. You do it the way it's going to work for you. She puts them in with paper towels, tissue paper, paper towels, let them dry. I do that too. That's excellent. Vita. Oh, cashew cheese sauce with zucchini noodles, organic hippie chic homestead. That sounds wonderful. I just had some pasta. I didn't know what to. I grated up cheese. I put a little milk and cooked. And my pasta is all gluten-free. The next day, I grated up and put in zucchini, added a little more cheese and milk. It was so good. It was really, really good. Oh, Lois March. Did you see my last video? I talked about you. Your ears should have been burning big time. I talked about you, Lois. Did you see the last garden tour? Let's see. I'm just growing chickpeas. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, I had done a video on that I didn't like them. And I think when they made them about 3 years ago, the slits were so thin. I did complain about it. And the company, I called the company and they said it was designed by Walmart. So those are strictly a Walmart design. They don't sell it. And I think they made the slits a teeny bit bigger because the new ones I bought this year look like it. And I've trained the birds to feed out of both. And that works. So when the bees start to come, I just swap the feeders out because I can't leave no feeders out the window, and I don't want 1,000 bees in the window. And then the bees will go away because they can't reach the nectar. They have to be able to reach it. Oh, Melissa Ocasio, hello. No, the shopping cart from Circuit City is still sitting out in the garden. I haven't decided what to do with it. I'm still trying to get into my chair garden, which is growing on its own. And I'm finishing up, well, I'm not finishing. I started another wall next to the new totes that are stacked. So no, I haven't done anything with it. I will. I'll do something with it. Not sure what. Yeah. Oh, she loves listening to me and the birds. Yee Vita. Connie Davison says to grow purple okra. We had purple okra, didn't we? Was it purple? Or did we not grow purple?
Yes.
We did grow purple.
Last year.
Oh, Lois March is going to go back and have to look at it. LOL. After this one is done. Oh, yeah, you'll see your name. You're in there. Yeah, she's in there. Okay, I got to tell you, Lois. I don't know how to say this without sounding really bad. Lois kept coming in and asking me about the heart. Did you see the heart? I don't know how many times, Lois, did you type that in there? Because remember, I get hundreds and hundreds of messages a day, so I can't see everything. I try. There's no way. I would be doing that all day and not gardening, not doing videos, not feeding hummingbirds. Do you know how many times, Lois, that you asked me about the heart? Yeah, that's the way to do it. CA hummingbirds to have one. Oh, have one dedicated to the bees. Here's my problem. If I put one out here for the bees, then they try to get into the other ones. But that's a good idea. I gave Gary a feeder to put out by his beehive, and that I think helped. So if the bees were coming from his beehive, then they stayed more over there. So that will work. That is very good. Okay, I don't see how many times you asked me about the heart. Let's see, pink okra from Baker Creek. That might be, you ate your okra right off the plant last year.
Yeah, when it's small, it's good.
Gary tells me when it's small, it's good. You didn't bring me any. These feeders here, these are from Walmart, and I also get them on eBay too. The ones I get on eBay have a larger hole that the Orioles can get into. It's just cheaper to get it that way. She sells them, I forgot her name, I put a link once to it. She sells them in like 4 or 6 at a time. The Orioles can get in there, but the ones from Walmart, they cannot get their beaks in there. So I take my soldering iron out and make bigger holes. But I can't leave those out if the bees are swarming. Absolutely easy to clean. It's 3 pieces. So you can scrub the whole thing, where the other ones have this little tiny neck and you can't get in there and clean it. Or I don't know why some of these big companies glue the bases together where you cannot clean them. So you want something you can clean. Let's see, do you only use the old leafy part of dead leaves in your plant food? Okay, Melissa, I'm going to get that video up. I'm really going to try to get it up by tomorrow. No, I don't use the dead leaves in my plant food. I actually use green mainly and yellow, and I explained it in the video. I just have to render it and get it up. And I was going to do it yesterday, but I spent too many hours on the phone with YouTube trying to figure out why I can't live stream outside. So I ended up not putting my video together. All that will be in there, but I seep the leaves. You could the next day it still looks like water, but usually 2 to 3 days, and then you can feed it out. It's the best plant food. Gary, do you use brown or green leaves or yellow? Because Gary makes it too. How do you?
Yellow and green.
Yellow and green. That's what I use.
If they look like, there's the phone. If I use a lot of tricolored leaves, and a lot of plants that I grow have large leaves, if there's bug bites on them, I'll use large green leaves, or I'll use yellow or green.
I have found when I use the brown leaves, they just rehydrate, but the green leaves seem to do better for me, and the yellowing leaves. I hope at the latest that video will be done by Monday, but I should be able to work on it today and hopefully get it up by tomorrow. On how I just have a different, easier way for me. It's the same way. I've got the old videos how I make plant food. I just came up with another way that's just quicker and easier for me. Gary just throws his leaves in a bucket. I showed it on the vlog the other day, and then he puts a brick on top so his leaves sink. You really don't have to. You can push it down with a stick, but you've got your way, so that's fine. The IRS. No, it's actually a lady that wanted to know if I was coming over to clean her street. I don't even know what that was about. She definitely had the wrong number. Are you guys coming and finishing in front of our street? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm so sorry. Yes, King Arthur is gluten-free. You know, I'll tell you a flower I found that's really good. As soon as I open my mouth and say something, I can't get it anymore. Walmart, they're coming out with more and more gluten. I do not have anything to do with Walmart in any way. Walmart has an all-purpose flour that's gluten-free, and it's really cheap. I always worry they're not going to get it in again. It's just, it comes in this purpley-looking bag. Actually, got to be careful when I knock here. That's what I've been using. I actually went on the store and I didn't like it. It was I couldn't bake with it. It was like cement. I don't know how, but this has been really good. So this is, and it's cheap. I think it's under $3 this. So I got a whole bunch. Now that I've said that, I'm going to go to buy it. They won't have it in stock. No, I'm kidding. But that's what I like for a gluten-free flour. It's worth trying, and I think they sell it in the store too. It's so hard to keep up with all this. I'm so glad everybody's talking with each other. Good, good, good. WM. Oh, Walmart. Yeah. Okay. They get the gluten. Oh, she gets it too. Okay, Josie. Yeah, that's a really good flour. Yes, it's supposed to be 1-to-1. The thing is, I use it for frying. I use it for breading. I baked with it. I mean, it's got the recipes even on the back. 1 3/4 cups of flour. To their, of course, they're naming their sugar, their flour, their baking powder. No, it's 1-to-1. I like their flour, and it's a good price. I even found some gluten-free cookies they made that's really good. See, I'm not perfect. I bake usually, but I think I bake more in the winter when the days are shorter. You come in, and I still go to sleep so late at night that I end up doing more things. But then when it's lighter, I'm doing more in the garden. Eggplant, organic hippie chic homestead. Gary's real big on eggplant. I've never been big on eggplant. The only way I really like eggplant is I take the big ones. Actually, I stir fry some of it with onions, the smaller ones. Chop it up, put it in a pan, and just kind of fry it up with some onions. Gary likes it that way. The bigger ones, I just slice them up in big rings. I have to personally cover them with salt, like you take a salt shaker and just shake it, and then flip them over and shake the other side. And in about 30 minutes, you'll see your whole plate or bowl is full of water. It draws everything out. I rinse it, I dry it, pat dry it, and then I fry it. But you can't oven bake it. I think I have a video up on that. That's the way I love it, and I like the taste. Go ahead.
I've cooked a couple in an Instant Pot. We've recently got an Instant Pot, and I've just put them in whole, and they come out really good. I like eggplant, so if you like eggplant, that's another good way of cooking them.
Oh,
in a pressure cooker.
okay. And Josie makes her own oat flour. That would be good. I think my mother also, she used to make her own oat flour to bake cookies with. So that, in a blender. Crust? Is that how crusties? Is that what you call it, crusties? I like crusties. I do. You are right. And I haven't tried the blueberry muffin one, but I do buy crusties. Cake mix occasionally. I'm trying to see what I've got here. I buy their brownie. I think they are excellent. They are absolutely excellent. Because a lot of times I'll buy their cake mix and make cookies out of it. Sheena, do I like Asian eggplant? And I'm going to try to pronounce that. Yeah. Is that what he said on Gardener's World last night? No? No, he didn't call it.
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's the little eggplant?
Yeah, with the thin skin.
That one is the one yes, that's good, and that one I'll fry up. That's the smaller, thinner eggplant. I will fry that up with onions. That is good. Also, check out this food for carcinogens. Oh, yeah, I know. That's true. You do have to check out a lot of different things. That is true. Organic hippie. After giving away dozens, I did that. Oh, Josie, I did that with oranges. Gary went last year during the pandemic. Not that we're still out of it yet, but he went and he had so many 5-gallon buckets of our oranges, and he was giving it to the neighbors. And one of my neighbors has twins, and he went and brought some there. We had them all over, and he froze a lot too. So I can imagine. Oh, peaches would be good. Probably peaches sound good because we didn't have peaches, and you had peaches. Would have traded you. Okay, those are the long purple ones. I've been growing the regular eggplant ones, and then we have these that came up from seed in the garden, probably hybridized, kind of a white and purple. And those are the ones that have a really thin skin, and I can just slice that up and just put that in a frying pan with a little butter, oil, and maybe some onions or something. So I haven't really grown those that you're saying specifically. So the Asian eggplants are tastier. Okay, H.J. Carpen. How do you say that? Carpentina? Tiner? You're not helping me. Come on. Carpenter? Carpenter? It's not carpenter.
No, it's
Carpen.
it's French. The last.
I can barely get the English language out, let alone I can spell it. Carpentier. That doesn't. Okay, you got the idea. HJCARPENTIER. We haven't done a whole lot of live this year. We did one the other night when Gary was doing his dragon fruit. And then I tried last night and I got locked out of doing anything outside the house. So no, but maybe I'll try to do more and more as the year goes on. The train big branches take over the back porch. It's easier. Robbie, I find it. Oh, we have 4 o'clocks all over. Oh, that sounds beautiful, Joel Henderson, with all the flowers. Oh, Sheena's with you. Gary goes around and he's pulling out my 4 o'clocks all over the yard. He does not like him either. Said they are invasive and they do. I left some in my garden, but he's been pulling them out. And the reason he doesn't like them, and there is a reason, because they're so bushy and low to the ground that he's worried that rattlesnakes will hang out under them and the healers might walk by. So he pulls those out, but I have them in my garden. Thank you, Jamie. I try. I can.
Look at what Josie said about a tree.
What about it?
Further on. Should some of that.
Josie said, I trained a big branch to drape over the back porch so I can pick easily. I think she's talking about her peach trees.
Right.
Yeah, she's got a ton of peaches, like we had the oranges. She was giving them away. She had dozens. She was giving away dozens to neighbors. And she still had plenty to freeze. What?
Yeah, I don't think peach trees would really cause an issue with type as much as some of the other trees.
Oh. Gary says they don't cause the type. Was she asking that? I missed
I
that.
think so, much further up.
We have nectarine trees, not too many, but we have some nectarine trees around here. Oh, the ginger cookie. You know, the ginger cookie is mainly, I've got a lot to do. I have to do the pizza one. I got the whole kitchen cleaned up, looked at it, and didn't know I just don't know how to present myself cooking where it's going to look easy because I come in and half the time I have no idea what I'm going to make. The pizza's made a little different all the time. And I even make a cucumber drink that anybody can drink. That's the easiest thing in the world to make. I have to get in this rhythm of just turning on the camera and not worrying if I'm presenting it right. But yes, I've got to do the ginger cookies. Oh, okay. Josie's asking you, Gary. The tree is growing over her gas line. Should she cut it down?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. It probably won't be an
He
issue.
doesn't think it's going to be an issue. They don't have a really bad root system where they're that invasive trying to get into things. Unlike pine trees and pepper trees that try to get into your sewers and stuff.
I won't be that heavy either.
Oh, they're not that heavy? Okay, and Joel is feeding his birds purple hulled pea blossoms. Oh, okay, for their pollen in his garden. That's fantastic. I think most of the peas put out nitrogen, don't they? Even moringa does.
Yeah,
Peas and beans.
I think he might have mentioned a mimosa. Our neighbour's got a mimosa, and he said earlier that the hummingbirds like it.
Mimosa?
Yeah, I think that's a nitrogen fixing.
Where's our mimosa tree?
Ones that keep breaking, like the limbs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're old trees and they drop a lot of limbs.
I know it does sound like dive bombers. You should hear when in next month, this place is going to be so loud when they start coming in September. They're almost ready to be filled again, some of them. And you're right, Josie. I'm going to put some in pots, the 4 o'clocks. On the deck. Oh, raised up so Kitty and company. Oh. Okay, Joel's in Oklahoma. Oh, he has the ruby throated. We do not have the ruby throated here. That would be beautiful to see. Okay, so she won't nibble. I know. I've got to be careful with her because she goes on the deck and she'll eat garlic chives, the green part. I always have to keep that away. I don't know if it's good or bad, but she will nibble on all kinds of stuff. And Beatrice Anderson, she wants to know where everybody's from. She's from Maryland, 10 miles from Washington, D.C. Okay, everybody's putting in where they're from. Ken Moore. Hello, Ken Moore, if I missed anybody else. He's from San Francisco. I think we're going to end this in a few minutes. I'm going to pull my camera in and I'm going to go work on that compost tea video. Oh, what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 3:22. So pretty soon I've got to go out in the garden. I've got to make dinner. I think I'm going to make fried chicken. Gary, where in Australia are you from? You want to say? I don't think it matters. Bendigo. Gary's from Bendigo. Oh, you want to see the fans. And I'm just from born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Yeah, I will. I'll try to get that up on something, that woodpecker, because that was, I've never seen one. I'm not, some people, some of you guys might say, oh, we have them all over like your hummingbirds, hundreds of them. But I've just never seen one. I get really excited when I see a bird I've never seen before. This thing stood out. It was big and colorful and loud. I'm just so glad I was standing here and had camera in hand, and he waited. He waited for me to photograph him. I didn't take any photographs. I know I do that, and that's a mistake. I did all videos, but you know what? I got it. It's a boring story. It's just that I met Gary at a convention. Soak the chicken in milk first. Oh, I haven't done that. That sounds like, could be my mom. It's the house phone. Is that my mom? Who is it? Who is it? It's my mother's on the phone. She's supposed to be watching me and giving me thumbs up. She's not even signed in.
No, she's watching it, and she said she went.
No, don't hang up. I'll grab the phone for a minute. You can finish this, but I'll be right there. The plant, I don't know. I don't know. I figured in the wild, leaves fall. Wait a minute. I hear another woodpecker, and I want to see if it's. I don't see it. I hear it, but I don't see it. Looking for see if he's going to come back. Just plants and leaves fall. I don't know. I just started soaking leaves, and even wood chips. I used to soak wood chips, and that pulls a lot of minerals out. So I don't know. It just works. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Gary because I think I'm trying to get. I'm trying. Gary's very shy. No, that's not true. No, don't quote. That is absolutely not true. If anybody's shy, I am. Gary is not shy. So I want him to come over here and answer some questions. I'll go grab the phone. But let's see, how often do you use the saucer type feeder? Oh, somebody asked me, how come you don't use the saucer type feeders? I like, first of all, any small feeder would be empty and I'd be going crazy trying to fill them all day. I actually have feeders that are double the size than what you see out the window, and I'm going to put those out. I already bought them and I'm ready. So when those thousands upon thousands come through in September, I will have those ready. So I don't have to worry if I walk out in the garden, anything's empty. There's nothing wrong with the saucer. If you're talking about the ones like go on the window or they're flat. I had one that used to go on the window and eventually it fell off, and that was a saucer type. There is another one that somebody makes that looks like a chrysanthemum. They didn't like it. And I never did a video on it because the hummingbirds here, it was too deep. And maybe their beaks are not long enough. In some areas, every bird is different. And they couldn't feed, and they started fighting. But there's nothing wrong with saucers. Absolutely nothing wrong. And somebody asked me the other day, I think, how often would you change it? You really, with any food, I wouldn't, on a fairly, like a day like today, 3 days, if it's really, really hot and you think it's going to mold, then just change it every day and don't put that much food out because the food will last in the fridge for like a week. It's sugar water. So there's nothing wrong. You use what you like, but this is what works for me because I like the way you can clean it. I like the way I can hang it. They love the peanut butter cups, and they also like the little dots. And you can probably see a hummingbird feeding from it right now. They love the dots. You can do all kinds of stuff. Bye, Sheena. Sheena's leaving. I'm going to leave in a minute, too. Sheena's going to go work in the garden on the totes. That's what I have to go do. I planted out a bunch of squash. I'm going to hand this to Gary and go grab and see what my mom wants. And Joel, I've never, let's see, awesome, Joe, I've never been there. Okay, let me turn this over to Gary for a minute. Oh! Okay.
Hang on.
Okay, so you have to move your finger up and down to the desk as well.
I can't read. I can't read that.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope you should. You should come on. Uh, 80, 75. No, it doesn't cost anything. It's free. No, it's free because people, we have to have an account. And they let us know yesterday only 75% of people that watch us are not subscribers. And yet we have, like they said, at least 1 million people a month come in every 28 days and watch us, but only 25% are actual subscribed on YouTube. Claire's got an account, but you don't. Oh, they're all over the place. Oh, I see. See, you should be doing this, not me, because I'm not really good at that. Why? I'm going to go in there. Not that no, not too much work to do. Okay, all right, fine.
No, I can't read.
Okay, no, that's all right. You can't read
that.
that. No, my mother's came on with all her jokes. I'm not real good at jokes. Like, how do you see you're up in the morning? How do you see you're up in the morning? That's what my mother's full of, I've never been one to, I can do funny things, but I'm not into jokes. She said, well, how do you see you're up in the morning? She said, you look in the mirror. You look in the mirror, you're up. All right. Thank you. They're talking among themselves, which is excellent. Beautiful. Okay, so Sandra made dots. Oh, I love the dots. You know, I ventured out. I went to a dollar store, I guess it's been 3 weeks ago or something. And they had these little things that are so cool. They look like the dots, but they already had red lids on them. And they were for storing little bits of food and sauce, so I bought some of them. Okay, I've got to see why Keisha's crying. Why is Keisha crying? Oh, I hear the sound of a rooster. Yeah. I don't know why Keisha would cry. And Smitty Homestead is growing in totes for 2 years. Thank you for your inspiration. Isn't that amazing? I am just so crazy about totes.
That's laugh crying.
Oh, it's laugh crying. Okay. She put it. Um, because you spend $120 for those raised beds. You have to fill them, and if you don't have anything to put in them, you got to buy the soil. It costs a fortune. And with totes, you just build one at a time, and it's just so easy with a raised bed. You have to fill the whole thing because you can't grow in part of it unless you put some wood in there and block it. So the soil, I don't know. I'm not going to go into that now. You get me going, I won't stop. Oh, Christopher said somehow the joke went a different way. Well, you're supposed to say you're up. How do you see you're up in the morning? By looking in the mirror. I don't know. They're laughing. Having Gary. Oh. I'll have to figure out. I'll have to figure out something. Oh, on an address at some point. Thank you for sharing. Oh, how do you say that? Elam? EWE? How do you pronounce it? Evelina. I know I'm going to say the name. Evelina. Hello, I see the hummingbird. Ewelina. You are so welcome. And today this was testing my camera. You probably just came on. And like I explained to everybody early on, we tried to go live last night. Gary was pollinating dragon fruit like 11 o'clock at night. I was going to follow him around, and I got cut off, and I can't go live when I'm outside. So they wanted to make sure that there wasn't a problem with the system, and they asked me to go on in the house and on the computer and see if I can do it. Because they said everything's in perfect standing, everything is good, and well, now they're going to have to figure it out because I can't go outside live anymore. We did it the other night, but when we tried again in a different part of the yard, it locked up my phone and I can't go live on it. Oh, Leaf Mud, welcome to RNG members. She must have just signed up. Thank you. You just signed up on the join. I know I got this letter. Please make a join thing. And I thought, oh my gosh. So thank you so much. Thank you. See, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss it. Jacqueline Ann, have a good evening. Sandra, bye Joel. Joel must be leaving. And yeah, I'm going to go work in the garden. I'm going to go finish that video I'm putting together on compost tea. I just have a different way of doing it. Okay, what is that, Gary? Do you know what that is? Oh, leaf mud. She found my hummingbird, the one I designed. See, by her name, and then the other one, she hit the little emoji. That's my emoji. Isn't that cool? It's like you join, you get emojis. So the sticker means she just joined. And then she went in, and on the bottom where you have when you're typing, this is all new to me because I didn't even know what was going on when I went ahead and signed up with YouTube on this, that you can pick emojis. And I've got one, I just put the tote one, and I put up a soldering iron, a couple hummingbirds, kitty, and a zucchini, I think. It says you can't make any more until you get more members. It doesn't matter. Oh, thank you, Smitty. Thank you so much. And I learned a lot from you. I'm still waiting for Lois. Oh, she went to go watch the video. I'm trying to see if she answered me. Isn't that funny? Because I brought her up. I hope I said thank you, Leaf Mud. And if I didn't, I'm going to say it again. Thank you so much, Leaf Mud, for the $10. No, she went to watch the video. Oh, this is funny. I'll tell you all because I think Lois left. She was messaging me and messaging me. Oh, thank you. With the heart. And it was like, great channel, but iPhones don't have. No, the only way you have a join button is this is what YouTube told me. You have to be a subscriber. You know how you have to become, not the paid one. I don't do the paid one. Just when you join, you have to have an email and sign up. And then you can see more things. It's kind of like I watch on my TV, and I'm not even logged in on my TV. My mother watches. She can't join anything anyways because she watches from a smart TV. So don't worry about it. But that's what it is. If you have an account with YouTube, you have and maybe account isn't. You're like logged in. It's a little bit different. That's all. Oh, Josie's been binge watching. Well, going back to Lois, she's too busy watching the video right now. She must have emailed me 5 or 6 times. What about the heart? What about the heart? I had no idea what this lady was talking about. I keep seeing this heart. You're not talking about the heart. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to humor her. And I just say, thank you. It turned out, she's running to watch the video, that cement puzzle that Gary built for our anniversary, it took you months to build it, didn't it? With the cement, the blocks and everything. He shaped one into a heart where you sit on the end, and it was never talked about because it took him months to build it, and then he had to move it because he built it in the driveway, and then he moved it to a different part of the yard. He forgot that he made the heart. I never noticed it, and Lois saw it in all the videos. She kept seeing this heart, and I had no idea. what she was talking about, and she really got it. She was absolutely right. So I had to thank her, but that she went back to watch the video to see what I'm talking about. So funny. Okay, so I think Joe. Okay, so a lot are talking amongst themselves. I love that. Um, this was a little bit different situation on going outside, and it's my phone. It didn't matter if I was on the internet on my phone or if I was using the phone itself. They're going to look into it now. They wanted me to make sure I can still get on because they didn't see anything blocking me, and it would be the moment I would hit live, it just locked me out. It just wouldn't let me go live. So I think they'll work it out. Sandra said that was really cool on the heart. She never saw it either. Don't worry, I never saw it either. I even sat on it and I didn't know it was there. And then I asked him and he completely forgot. So it was just not talked about. But yeah, Lois saw it. She kept asking me every video. And I thought, oh, what is she talking about? Yeah, that cement project. It is amazing. He's done more in his yard. I don't know if it was in the, if I really showed it in the vlog when I walked down a couple days ago. I'm going to do a garden tour. I should definitely do one this week and just walk around. You show, because he's got more cement work and he puts it around his swimming pool. So this way you won't accidentally even step on it or break it. You can lean on it. He loves the cement work. No, the hills, um, part of the hills we don't own. There's a total of 2 acres here is what there is. And there is hills, but then you've got either all the parcels here are like 1 or 2 acres. So the part you're seeing in the window on the top there is no, that's not ours. Oh, how do you say that? Her name EWE, Linda. E. How would you pronounce EW? Ewelina? Ewelina? She's watching her hummingbird.
That's incorrect.
Okay, Gary said that's incorrect. Let us know. But Ewelinda, uh, I know, isn't that fun? Sometimes I go online, I watch other people's hummingbirds on the computer. I'm working on cooking leaf mud. I'm really trying to figure out how to do this. Having a small kitchen is good, but just trying to figure out how to do this. Maybe, and the days are getting shorter. So once I come in, I'll have more time in the house. Where the deer go? Okay, behind the truck bed, yes, that's ours. But as you go up the hill, then it's the next person's property. So that part is ours. And we're of course going down the hill to Gary's garden. That's his. That's our garden. That's our property. Okay, and Josie still gets worms on stone-covered hardscape. You know, you will if you go out late at night, you'll see earthworms will crawl up the side of plastic and get into these things. Or if the holes are above the ground, they'll go in through the holes. Even they'll work their way in. Can we grow mangoes? We don't have pears. We have apples. And we don't have any peaches anymore. I had an old peach tree. That one died.
We've got one apricot.
We've got one old apricot tree. We've got nectarines come up like weeds here. They drop seeds and grow. And you have a mango, don't you? Or did you don't have a mango?
Yeah, I've got one mango.
Gary's got one small mango tree. Hasn't done much.
And there are some varieties of peach we can grow here.
Okay, Gary said there's some varieties of peach trees we can grow here. I should get myself some peach trees.
You need to get a low chill variety.
Oh, Leaf Mud says do a segment, cook with me, and maybe do it once a month. You do realize that my cooking would be an hour? Cook with me. That's the thing. I want to keep them short, and there's no way. Cook with me. That sounds good. I like that. I'll have to remember that. Okay, Jeff wants to know if I increase. I don't really increase the sugar. I do a quarter. What I'm making is 2 cups of sugar with 8 cups of water. But sometimes in the winter when it's cold, when I measure it out, sometimes I do put a little more sugar, but I don't lessen it, just a little bit more. Like when I'm scooping it out, it will be kind of overflowing. But you really don't need to change it that much. Migrate out. We have a time in January and February, I think, when there's a lot passing through because they're coming up from, let's say, South America or Mexico, and they're on their way up north. We'll get times that it's just so heavy with hummingbirds because they're migrating through and they hear other hummingbirds, they know where to go. But these that you see out the window, we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds that stay here all year round. So these won't be leaving, but we will have some passing through, and we'll have some that will be coming back to stay. Sandra likes leaflets idea. Oh, a fishes and loaves life. Okay, so you've got a cooking channel. That's what I'm trying to figure out. My kitchen is small. It's kind of like a camper. Whoever built this house did not cook. Big bedrooms, but little teeny kitchen. I literally can reach from side to side. That's actually not the problem. It could be good for filming. The problem is it's not really an open concept, so I have to figure out how to get the camera back far enough or get a new camera, and also how to present myself so things really are easy. And I'm working on it. I am definitely working on it. I've been kind of watching others to get an idea, or I just don't put myself in it and just film it. I don't know, or do it both ways, do short and long. So I do appreciate that. Maybe I'll check you out, Eight Fishes and Loaves Life, and see how that is. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so it's a bit of her life, a bit of everything. That's cool. A galley kitchen. You got it. With no counter space to speak of. Especially, we have a dishwasher and we don't use it, so we've got a big, the dish drainer too. You really don't like. You couldn't go roll out something if you wanted to make a big pie dough or something. Though I have redesigned the kitchen myself with tables from the thrift store and stuff, and kind of made an island. Bin to pan. I like that. That's Leaf like coming up with all these ideas. I like the other name, Cook With Me. I do like that though. You know, how do you say her name again? EWE. I don't want to butcher somebody's name. I hope I'm saying Ewelina right. Um, I have different ways of making a green drink. And I do have to get that up because I never made the second way. And the second way is a multitasker. I can kind of tell you, or I could just do it. The first way was simply using it in the blender, mixing it with some juice or water, and just drinking it, which is fine. It's really thick. Um, and I can just drink it down, knowing it does make me feel better. I will absolutely tell you, when I have green drinks, and I sometimes I get so busy, like I didn't have one yesterday or today, I can feel the difference. Oh, I know. I've actually hung eight fishes loaves life. I've got something hanging off the ceiling too. I actually put that on the other night. I came up with something. But I have a new way that I'm making a green drink, and I actually like it better And I do have to make a short video on that because that's using all the different greens in the garden. Just going through, and then I have a pulp that's left, and I can take the pulp, I hope you understand what I'm saying, that what's left, and I can make, let's say, potato patties out of it. Take it and mix it with some potato flakes, even from a box, with some eggs, and make pancakes, green pancakes out of it. Oh, it's so good. Provided I don't put mint in it. Do bears in your area? If you're asking about bears, no, we do not have bears here. They do have that out by the Pasadena, Altadena area. They're up against Angeles Forest, but we're not up against Angeles Forest. We do not have bears. Yeah, they gave you different prices on the join thing, and I just went with the lowest because I have to figure out too what I'm gonna. I didn't even know what it was about. They didn't really give much information. It just said please make a join channel, and I went with the lowest. I figured $2.99, and that's gonna pay for the little bit that comes in. They get like a third, and it will pay for the hummingbirds and stuff. Any little bit helps. It doesn't matter. So I just went with the lowest. And then as soon as I opened it up, that's when I found out all this stuff is there. First of all, I shouldn't say this, but anybody that asks a question when they join, it is in your face when you open up YouTube. When I go there, every join person, whoever, whatever comment, whatever question, that's the way YouTube set it up, is right there. It's put in a special page, and it even says, this is basically letting you know you have to answer them. So it's interesting. And then of course the emojis, it asked me to build emojis, and it said you could hire somebody to do it, but that's one thing I can do is draw. So I do artwork, so I made my own emojis. They said you could design your own badges. They had their own, had little, like, I don't know what they were, little insignia. I think it was a little M for membership, for join, and they were in, so I just kind of went with their colors. I made my own. Barbara's feeder gets your, yeah, what I have to do periodically, it doesn't happen often. I can get rid of the ants without a problem, but with the bees, I have a whole bunch of feeders now here, as you can see, and I've got more all over. I have the ones from Walmart with the small slits, and the bees cannot get into that. They cannot physically reach anything. They can't get to it. So by having the small slit, I'm training the hummingbirds to be able to drink out of the small slits that I happen to not like. But the thing is, if something happens and I have to take the other feeders down for a day or two, they at least know how to use it. And even the dots I can make them with small, small holes, and the bees can't get into the dots. So you may have to swap them out, have an extra one that you can swap out. And then once the bees are gone, they're not going to hang around because they need to eat. Oh, I have a little hummingbird in my face. Hello, because I'm in the other window. So you can put them back afterwards. I put them back, once the bees are gone. Oh my gosh, burn. It took the guy 30 minutes to make a cucumber drink. And I thought, oh, come on, there's got to be an easier way. And now it takes me seconds, and Gary loves it. And that's where all our cucumbers went this year. I would bring them in and make a cucumber drink out of them, and it takes minutes, and it's so good. So yeah, I have to get that up too. And I think I just videotaped that, even though it wasn't planned. I'll have to look at it. I do a lot of stuff when I come in the kitchen, and I'll videotape something and then just put it away and forget about it for maybe another time. All right. Oh, a copper chef stove, a Josie Scott, a leaf mud. Okay, they're talking back and forth. Okay, do you have a video on how to make your pizza? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I almost did the other day, and then I had an issue with, I think it was my phone. Got real close. I've got to go to my pizza garden. Everything is there that I need. I've got to collect everything and bring it in. And I haven't made a pizza for a while, but I'm going to have to get that up. I do. Okay. We've been on for probably 2 hours. We've been out for 3 hours. Okay, I know we've got things we got to do, and I've got to do. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Beatrice Anderson enjoyed the chat. She's saying bye to everybody, and everybody quickly say goodbye. Are those feeders from the dollar store? Do you have bee guard? The feeders from the dollar store actually they do keep the bees out. I just make little with a little wire, a little place for them to sit. Love the live, and there is Popat, Popat. Everybody's saying goodbye. Yes, it's been that long. We all have things to do. Oh, Leaf Mud is showing the emojis. Yes. See, I didn't even know. They didn't even tell you that when you had emojis, you can just start. There was a lot of stuff they didn't tell you. Okay, hugs to everybody. I'm going to end this. I'm going to say goodbye. Have a wonderful evening or wherever you are. And now I can contact YouTube again and say, yes, I can go online. I just can't do it outside. Bye, everybody. Boo, Ruhu, Sherry. I don't even see the button. Okay, there it is. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats and everything. Thank you for joining. Thank you for everything. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.